Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Speed Gaming. Today we have Tam versus Days Cloud. This is League Season 4 Invitational. Tam is running for, I had the list of the names.
Did you?
Who has 9 points. Days Cloud running for Frozen Leftovers. And today in the booth with me, I have Vortex of Doom. How are you?
I'm doing great. Really excited for this race. Glad I could be here. Yeah, these are two great runners, both very well known in the community. Tam is just a monster at this game, and Dazed is also very, very good at this game. Dazed is here hoping to get that first win on the board for Frozen Leftovers, and having spoken to him a bit before, I think he's thinking of this as at least slightly uphill. But this is a highly volatile mode that could go either way. Lots of opportunities for divergence that can just spiral. Yeah, definitely looking forward to it.
Really nice that with casual boots you do start with that sword, so dashing around isn't quite as tedious as searching for a sword, so you don't bonk into enemies that will murk you on, first sight. So it will be interesting to see where our runners start. Boots doesn't open up too much, but it does open up some things. And I know one thing in particular is that lumberjack check. I know a lot of runners wait till they have those boots to kind of do that check. So I'm always excited to see early on what's behind AGA 1 and if that will be required today.
With 3 capes in the seed hash, hopefully that's not important.
I was looking at that too, and that's what made me think of lumberjack. I was like,
I personally check lumberjack every casual boot seed. You start with boots and a sword, which are 2 of the 4 things required to access it, and so you're as close as you'll ever be. I've seen runners opt not to though, and it can be a nice early time save.
Yeah, I'm just not one of those people that are comfortable not knowing what's on there. Just a heart piece and link file, so nothing super exciting for our runners, but they do get to do the kind of standard start here. So going to rescue the princess, do the backup escape, hopefully find some bombs at some point. And we'll see what we get here.
Yeah, Tam showing off a nice little bit of game knowledge that you start with a sword, and while you can't see it, it is usable. So just dashing through those bushes by Link's house. Dazed also knows this, evidently having dashed through that one on the long straightaway there. One of the cool things about casual boots, those starting boots remove one of the big common complaints for standard starts, which is like bomb farming RNG. And while drops in escape are now standardized so that both runners will get the same drop RNG, casual boots, you just don't have to worry about whether you're going to get bomb to check back of escape, which removes a nice little bit of early variance from the seed, which I think a lot of runners are in favor of.
It definitely takes that worry away that you're not going to find it and have to orphan something for a little bit. Oh, we start with the mirror in the first chest. We already have 20 rupees, so that's kind of a nice start in case, we don't run across any bombs for the Kakariko dip. But I've seen a lot of runners just start with South Shore instead of doing Kakariko. Kind of like that play. Mini Moldorm tends to have a bottle, I feel like. So wiping out the entire village in one trip is very nice, so I'm excited to see how they route from there. There we have a bomb drop for each runner, so that will at least get them through blind set.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of if you don't have bombs or money to buy bombs after you do Lost Woods. I really like the play to head and do something else to try to farm up a little more or go south. There is a bonk rock by the fortune teller's hut that you can bonk into and get a free guaranteed bomb. With one bomb, I'd expect to see at least one of our runners do that. Oh, Tam taking one too many hits.
I feel like Tam started to set up a death warp by accident and then realized, oh wait, this is standard.
No, I think ball and chain is just hard. That looked like a bail on the original 8/ plan and grab in the pot.
I mean, that is very convenient to have those 3 hearts there.
But with the
Yeah,
mirror,
the
we're
sync
going
is
to have
really nice.
a very fast escape.
Yeah, that early mirror is almost unheard of, and it is a beautiful thing when it happens.
What's been really funny is how often we are resyncing, with one runner gaining time over the other, through something and then giving it up through something else. Boots escape is hard to do fast consistently.
Tam
And
is
it's
making me nervous with that half a heart. It's
well,
like almost a quarter heart.
he can take one rat hit still. Would prefer not to, but
Hey, there's some bombs. And the flute. Wow. Okay, what a start.
her and flute before Kakariko is that's how you know you're in for a fast lead. I don't expect either runner to skip Kakariko now.
No, for sure. You definitely want to get that mobility. You already have the benefit of the boots kind of getting around fast, but that flute just adds so much more. It does open up a lot more though. Also, some blue mail in the sanctuary. Let's just give them everything, like a very nice clean start so they don't have to suffer at all. Whatever. Not salty about it. Very quick
Very
map
quick.
check. It looked like all crystal. No, pendant on Hera. Blue pendant Hera.
Yep. Pendant on Hera. Pendant Hera is very interesting because it can feel very hard to avoid if you have access to it. If your access to East Death Mountain is through like Mirror and Hammer, like it feels kind of bad to just skip Hera while you're there. And if it's like Hookshot and Hammer, or Hookshot and then you can get over there with Hammer and don't have a mirror, like it feels really bad to skip it when like the mirror could be there.
Yeah, it is always very interesting. I feel like Pendant Hera, though, is one of the better pendants to see. It's a pretty quick dungeon. Did not see what was on the Aga
I
one
think
ledge.
that was a piece of heart.
I just saw a little tip of white, so either... probably a piece of heart. Just trying to think of what else. Maybe a sword, but I don't believe so. Lost Woods, turning up crab.
Daze did skip that lumberjack check. So we'll have a nice little buffer going here into CAC. One thing about casual boots is especially with that flute, like Daze just isn't checking lumberjack now. Daze gave up his only chance to do it because the only other time you do it is when you're going up the mountain with a glove. Like Daze just got.
A glove.
But with the flute, that's not going to happen. So Dazed is just saying, there's almost never anything on lumberjack. Like I'm just not going to check it. Might with that. Wow, holy cow!
What is this?
Glove and hammer. So we're a moon pearl away from Dark World access, and we have the mirror. So if they get it in the well, both runners are just heading into Dark World.
Oh, absolutely. Just that early routing Dark World, Light World with the mirror is just glorious. Even cross keys, that's especially nice. But even in just a standard, oh my god, for real?
That glove and the bow, if we don't get the pearl here, I think Eastern is a very good next play.
Yeah, so they definitely don't even have to worry about the blue mail and grabbing hearts because they are pretty set. That mirror just makes everything so much easier. No death warping or anything like that. Just grab and go.
Yeah. Sort of unfortunately, The fact that we have the mirror, the hammer, the bow, the flute, there are a lot of places Pearl could be right now. And when you have that glove and hammer, you're very much itching to get to Pearl. And anywhere you go that doesn't have it, especially in a mode like casual boots, you start wondering, it like, did my opponent just go do that first? So yeah, like the pressure's on mentally at this point. Jet seeds are like it's too early to actually call this a jet seed, but like there seems to be at least an early chance at a jet. And anytime you have a situation like that, it's just terrifying from a runner's perspective, because you always worry if your opponent got there faster, and even if they get the Pearl, like, well, did they go to the right Dark World warp to hit the next progression? Or
yeah, jet starts do tend to really work on the nerves, especially when it comes with very, very early Dark World access, because you do have to make those. Oh, Kena Samaria sitting on the race game. You have to make those decisions, like, where is the big brain play? It all comes down to just 50-50 guesses. You gotta, do you do dark hack or do you do pod? You can full clear pod. It's a lot. And I think how a runner routes specifically a jet start can obviously decide the game from the beginning.
I'm going so far as to call the bird to pick him up from his scout. Ready to avoid it, and does. And Dazed is going South Shore. I think this might be a play to try to combo Pod and Eastern with a Pearl he might find here. Like the Dam and Swamp combo is great, but Mini Moldorm with along with Dark World, like it's not as high value as like Pod and Eastern combo is. So I think and Tam making the same decision, as well as the flute spot. It's two quick checks.
Yeah.
No
and Mini
reason not
Moldorm
to.
with 5 items, that's so hard to kind of ignore. I can see them avoiding Ice Rod Cave, but that's 7 super quick items. You have the flute, you have things to kill the Moldorms quickly. You're not worrying about throwing bombs and stuff like that. So I feel like this is a really good play.
Yeah, I can definitely see Dazed avoiding Ice Rod Cave because he doesn't have the bombs for it. Now he does. But one reason.
Oh my!
Well, now you got the flippers, so maybe you don't avoid it. But Dazed is taking a little rain check on those water checks with his newfound flippers. Probably because he doesn't quite have Zora money, and
yeah.
He has a lot of mountain in logic, and the old man save and quit spot is very nice. Tam is gonna take those flippers though and head to Hobo. I didn't see if they set up a water walk, but I don't know if it's faster, but I love setting up a water walk out of Mini Moldorm with the flippers. Going to Hobo, activating that water walk, going to Ice Red Cave, and then taking a water walk to Zora area. We'll see if that's what Tam did, but he might just flute.
So the interesting thing here, Tam has now checked 2 items that you can see. We know Hylia Island is nothing, and we know that Aga 1 is nothing. Daze doesn't know that, so those are kind of things that are going to sit in the back of Daze's mind, like, oh, what if it's there? So I feel like the knowledge that Tam has might make him make different routing decisions, whereas Daze might take a mirror over by Skull Woods to kind of check Aga 1, but Tam already having that, oh, hey, very quick. They are so quick.
The green pendant at Skull Woods is all I saw. I didn't catch the 5.
Yeah, I saw Pendant Pod and Pendant Skull Woods.
But with that knowledge, and I actually kind of like the play by Daze to go to the mountain, because you can route in that Dark World check for free, even with no Pearl. I would now expect an Eastern play earlier than maybe otherwise. Now that we have the knowledge that pot is a pendant, that value has gone down considerably. And as Shady pointed out in chat, it's not super high to begin with flute and boots.
Did see nothing on that floating island. Old man giving us Burna, kind of nice safety item, I guess. Not that the runners need it, but hey, there's Burna. Spec Rock having that shovel, which is interesting. Getting our first look at Paradox Cave. These are 5 very quick items. Hopefully the Moon Pearl showing up.
I'm also making the call to the mountain. It does make sense. The pull here is pretty strong. Oh, Dazed didn't grab that shovel.
No, I don't think. Might be planning on going to Hera.
Yeah, I guess
grabbing it on the way.
If this all turns out empty, you definitely take a look at Hera because Daze did just run by it the first time, and yeah, we do see. Ooh.
Well, they do have half magic and hammer and a glove, so Spike Cave could also be in the back of his mind too. Kind of an isolated check.
Yeah, that's
maybe
true.
wanting to get that out of the way as well.
Yeah, doing this side first. If you get the pearl, you're golden to just head over to Hera, do Spec Rock and Spike after. Not looking likely that we find it though, unless it's in Hera. I wouldn't be surprised to see Tam check it before heading over.
Well, Ice Palace and T-Rock are 5/6.
That's a hefty requirement for Pyramid Fairy today. So not likely we'll get to see that.
$50 that Daze is going to pick up, telling me that he has Zora on the mind also, Tam as well. I like the easy pickups of the money, so then you're not worrying about farming later. It just takes a couple seconds. So I think it is pretty good to pick up the money.
Not even taking the time to see what the key is in the map chest of Hera. Knows it's a key because they found an item, but if it's a small key, can't do it. If it's a big key, you don't really want to do Hera before this side of the mountain.
Yeah, this is one of those gambles, I think. Although I'm pretty sure Tam is going to head back to Hera just because there is really nothing over here.
I'm not so sure. I think Tam might just take the save and quit from Paradox and do Eastern with the knowledge that Pod is a pendant, and Eastern is fully clearable. And Hera is only one more item that you might not even be able to get without a fire source at this point.
Yeah, it's getting a little dicey on what Hera is going to have here, leaving that fire-locked room. I mean, a lot of runners do it, but again, that's another thing that sits in the back of your head.
Yeah,
We've not seen Zora yet.
Kind of an unfortunate choice for Daze, unless it's progression. But Daze kind of painted himself into a bit of a corner with this one by not grabbing that shovel early, because you're not going to leave it, and didn't touch Hera early. I would be very surprised to see to see Tam turn around. And Daze does get the second item. Not a lot of use. Not a huge time investment either. And it's out of the way. It's something Tam might go back for later.
Not doing Spike Cave. That's surprising. I thought for sure he was going to.
you need a pearl to do Spike Cave, which
Oh,
I
that's
think
right. What was I even thinking? I'm sorry.
was part of the idea, I
Yeah.
think, of putting off any of the checks on that side of the mountain for days, so he could combine it.
I'm still in cross keys mode, so it's gonna take me a minute. Not wasting time on that shovel though.
Yeah, I like this call.
And
I
it
like
was the right one.
That's the pearl. So no way to combo that with Stumpy and 45 and stuff. But ooh, Dazed heading straight to the Dark World here. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Pendant Pod play from Dazed.
I mean, with the mirror, there's so many items in pod. It's hard to not do pod.
Yeah, it's almost a free dip because I think combining Eastern and Saha is actually probably fastest from the Dark World, even if you take into account the.
Let's just
the
get all
mirror
the fetch
transitions.
quests right out of the way, just immediately.
There's a book, so that'll work out nicely for Tam. Might be able to take a look at Bombo's tablet when make their way to Hype.
Yeah, and all we got from our Hype Cave dip was just the mushroom, which is up in the air. Dave's not even going to bother with the hobo right now.
Yeah, a little
Probably do that
surprising
on the way back.
not to see hobo. Though, yeah, we will probably see. So yeah, Daze knows. Gonna spend 110 rupees here, but can I think still get basically to well with Pod and Eastern combined. Worst case scenario, can use the Rupee Room in Eastern. Can have Zora money, so might check Pyramid, Catfish, Zora after this, which I don't hate. It's
No, it's a nice combo.
It's a pretty conservative route, but
Well, and they also have the mirror, so if we
Yeah.
pull a hook shot here, hook shot across, you get King's Tomb, Graveyard Ledge. You know, you can kind of route that all the way into Dark Hag Rico. Everybody's winning, Grizzly. We all win today.
and yeah, Dazed having made the decision to come to Pod. Okay, I was gonna say I don't think Dazed would expect to find anything in Eastern that would keep him from dipping Pod. So I almost expected to see him go in first, but making the safer play. Maybe you do find something here that is just that much better than a Pod dip that you just decide to bail on that time investment to go into the dark, go here from the Dark World.
Yeah, definitely. I like that routing very much. You have the portal available. You don't use it, so what? You have the flute, but it's already open. It's ready to go, and this is going to be pretty much the only time you're going to be this close to Pod.
Just a single arrow refund from Marmos Knights.
So only the book from Eastern Palace, which is interesting because now that opens up desert. However, no fire source, so it doesn't do a ton, but it does give us a Gina, Desert Ledge, and a few items in desert. So our fire source could very well be over there. And Tam right now is thinking his Moon Pearl might be over there.
I think you'd probably check that shovel before desert with no fire source, just in case it's a fire source or your pearl, which we know it is. But
I would definitely think so, but I feel like
I think with
as many items as we have, and that mirror and the hammer and the glove, all he needs is that Moon Pearl to kind of combo K45, Stumpy, and the dig game. So that kind of might be, I don't want to go out of my way to do that when I could combo it in with everything else. Unfortunately, we know that's where the pearl is.
Oh, Tam is
Houlihan.
doing
I like
hook.
this.
Okay.
Leaving 4 blue rupees like a madman. Okay, so these are going to be 4 checks here for Tam, as Daze Cloud is going to finish up Eastern. I imagine we're going to see a pod dip from Dazed.
Front of Swamp is also something that can be checked out now.
Well, and kind of makes it a little bit more, I don't know, less gross, because you also have the Bombos tablet now that you can read. I don't know. Trying to be positive.
I think when you find the Moon Pearl, wait,
I think that was
think
a
that
shield.
was a okay, yeah. I think when you get the Pearl in Tam's position, you might want to go Thieves instead of Height.
Yeah. Maybe.
It's fully clearable. You don't want to get baited into pod. When Hype's empty, you don't necessarily want to clear all that overworld on the way when like Swamp's kind of open. Because you don't want to go back to. Tam is gonna make the desert play.
Just
I don't hate it.
Desert Ledge.
If the other glove or a fire source is in here, you are either barely punished for this, or not punished. Because if Tam has the flute and mirror. If they find Mitts here, then you can just come back and kill Landmill later. And if fire source is here, the only punish is if you could have just waited on Mitts to do this dip and find that fire source. So I don't hate this play.
I mean, it definitely makes the most sense for Tam. Unfortunately, we know where the Moon Pearl is. We know it's not here.
Yeah, that it could still definitely find value though. So.
Oh, for sure. I mean, well, I don't know. Progression doesn't have to be here because we do know, again, the location of the Moon Pearl, but something could be. Early big key in pod, as Tam is over on the right side of Desert. Full Master Sword, not bad.
That's our first item out of Desert. Gonna check the big chest and then probably head to Agina before accepting defeat and heading to the shovel spot. Does have Ether Tablet available, but given the fact that if you go and do Ether Tablet, you are probably going to at least check to see what that key is in Hera and probably clear it. I think shovel first is probably the way to go.
As long as Tam doesn't pull that lamp, that's kind of important because it might push him towards a AGA 1 play if he pulls this lamp out of here.
I think even if you get the lamp, the shovel check is so unlikely to change significantly. Like you lose probably 10 to 15 seconds running to it over. Oh, and Tam is going to make the Ether Tablet play. I think you just check the shovel before Aga. I know, like, last locating Aga isn't always a good thing or anything, but that shovel is just like if it's Moon Pearl you're looking for, you probably just grab it. But this is still a new check from Tam. Still, very much could be potential value, but just a piece of heart. And now Tam's probably going to do the Hera clear. Days not picking up as many rupees as I thought he might in Pod.
Yeah, so far this dip is not being very generous. Unfortunate fall from Tam, not a super big deal. Just climb right back up. I think this has to be a small key. Oh, maybe not.
No, already.
Oh,
no,
he did the dark maze already.
Yeah, he.
No? What is happening?
No, Days didn't open the front door yet, and didn't get all the chests in front.
Oh, okay. Yes, there it is. I was confused.
Just took the big key straight to the back.
Kind of has to bomb jump here just to avoid going back around the bow side. Wow, Pod is like empty today. That's really unfortunate and kind of surprising considering we got everything to do Pod so early. Okay, Ether could be important.
So right now, progression-wise, we've got a Master Sword versus Ether, and I don't think Dazed is gonna miss that Master Sword. Certainly won't have it for a little bit, probably at least until Fire at this point. But yeah, that's the major difference at this point.
Oh, hey, wow, these fetch quests being very, very, very important today. So Hype Cave was not so crap.
That mushroom was the mitts. He might not have chosen to do Pod, but obviously can't have really known that.
And there's that Moon Pearl 4 Tam.
I think the mushroom was Hype Cave NPC.
Yes.
So Tam, gonna get it now. I don't think you go to Pod if you're Tam at this point, knowing that the EP Pod combo is possible if you just follow that shovel. I think we're probably more likely to just see Hype to dig.
Hey, there's our first bottle over on Cave 45. This makes routing this south route for Dazed very nice. He's going to be able just to walk right into Dark Keg. He can even return the Smith on his way up. That's kind of not as out of his way. Do hammer pegs, maybe leave the purple chest for later, but just a quick mirror and a flute and you're right there anyway. Although I really wouldn't want to isolate that Bombos tablet.
I think with flute, you're pretty likely to turn in the purple chest and just flute, like leave a portal by Thieves' entrance or something. And like I think coming from the south, the plan has to be to turn in the Smith, right? Like, because with flute and mitts, you could just go straight to Village of Outcasts. But this way, you're getting some checks on the way. And yeah, Dazed is having a lot of trouble talking to that frog. Does manage to get his attention though, and now being dutifully followed.
Tam also about to get their mitts.
Yeah.
Just some bombs and hammer pegs. Let's see what the Smith has for us today. And it's our fire rod. Could we have like every progressive item on a fetch quest today?
So, yeah, Daze is going to have the lovely option of just going and finishing Green Pendant Skull Woods after already having fully cleared the pod eastern area except for Helma. So that's a fun choice. I think we'll probably see ice instead of that, but I'm heading, checking out the Mire area. Our runners have been so kind, just going different places basically constantly. We're just getting to see the whole game real fast.
He's gonna turn in that purple chest. We need ether. Okay, pods required. We need ether.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Very nice. Powder off the purple chest.
That's cute. Dazed. So one thing about Dazed's routing here. Oh, there's the hook shot on Tam's side. So Tam might now actually with Master Sword and Flippers hook shot. I could see Tam doing a similar route and doing Swamp into Bombos, just into north into the Smiths and Cat and VOO. Looks like that's what's going to happen.
Okay, our powder not being anything. Tam entering Swamp Palace as Daze is gonna clean up probably Thieves Town. But yeah, that dip into pod was definitely worth the time investment for Daze. Grab that ether on their first go around, so going to be able to enter Mire. Has everything that they're going to need to clean Mire, other than the lamp, but who cares? Another bottle over in the bomb hut with a green goo. Gonna make video a little bit better because we are on some kind of gross items to do. Mire.
So I think the route here from Tam pretty much confirms that they're going to get Fire Rod. Because I think you just still do the Smith when you're coming from the south into VOO for the first time. The big question is that ether, and
Hey,
there is an awful lot that is closer to the front of Tam's mind than Pendant Pod at this point. It'll get there before too long, probably, but I could see Skull Woods before that because it's Green Pendant, and we will have to go make that dip sooner rather than later. And if anything's in Mire, it's going to have to be sooner. But really, I guess all we're looking for is Ice Rod and a potential TR medallion at this point. There's not a whole lot outstanding.
No, not at all. And I feel like we're going to see Dazed head towards the Mire area after this. Check that pendant for Mire just so he knows when he's in go mode. We do have Hookshot Cave and Super Bunny as well as T-Rock entrance up on the mountain. I wouldn't be surprised to kind of see those checks a little before he commits to dungeons, just so you know when you're in go mode.
We decided to get greedy with mountain climbs, though, and that's
true.
Particularly if he finds another medallion. I think you press your luck with 2 medallions. Whereas with 1, maybe you just want to make sure, but
Left side swamp check for Tam.
not paying out.
But I mean, we said it in the beginning, when you get kind of the jet start, your decisions you make kind of impact the way the rest of your game goes. I just feel like Days might have routed a little bit better, got a little bit luckier with the guesses here.
Yeah,
Than Tam
I
did.
think that earlier pearl before odd Eastern area. Like I think if you have that pearl before you go to Eastern, I think, you know, at least setting up for the pod play is kind of a no-brainer. It's, you know, it's the lowest cost it will ever be. You know, you'd have a full clearable Thieves Town, but you just have a whole lot of overworld garbage to go with it. The checks in pod are a lot denser. But like Tam has also found a lot of good progression. You know, that hook shot definitely paid off and has been, you know, pretty efficient. Just didn't find that ether really.
Okay, gonna have a blind fight over on Days Cloud's side.
A little off script.
A lot of money in Swamp Palace today, but unfortunately that's just about it. Days not taking any chances, going to pull out that burnout finish off blind for his tempered sword. So we have all 4 swords in the game.
Gosh, 3 of the 5 300s have been in Swamp Palace. Dazed, miss fluting to 5, I think. Plan is Meyer area now. So gonna get that hook shot, probably gonna get that last sword. And can kill Landmo on this trip. I actually missed if Tam got both items from Desert when checking the big chest, but if not, Dazed will get both items regardless.
I know we got the sword in Desert, and I think 50 rupees, maybe? I could be wrong. Days about to grab their hook shot. We do have flippers and fire rod.
I think ice is a pretty likely. Well, I guess yeah, Dazed is gonna do Meyer and Desert.
Yeah, Days is gonna clean
First,
up Meyer
but-
and Desert and then go right to Ice Palace. But yeah. ABC, right?
That's right. So Tam not getting anything off either tablet. Yeah, so gonna head into VO, probably get their fire rod, do thieves, and then probably go ice. You know, whether we got both items out of Desert or not, I don't think Landmo is high enough priority to go back for alone yet. Holding out for that ether medallion.
Yeah, definitely not when you already have the medallion knowledge. You're not going to make another trip over there until you have it. So hopefully Tam grabs the smith. I don't see him not grabbing it. It really wouldn't make sense not to grab the smith. But stranger things have happened.
Yeah, like Tam might be slightly behind. More the longer they go without dipping pod, but I don't think Tam has really much reason to feel bad. The last location, Moon Pearl, is unfortunate, but the punish wasn't all that high. The pendant Heraclear that they had avoided was unfortunate, but it's also something that your opponent is likely to do Hera in that situation at some point.
Correct. Casual boots starts you with the boots and a sword. So just 20 rubies in desert bag. So that does account for both of our items. So I guess with another item there, Tam might be more willing to do desert. But again, going to turn in the smith, get the fire rod, gonna find a lot of other things. Probably a little more exciting to do. Just gonna keep him away from pod. Or away from pod, unfortunately, which is where our ether is.
Yeah, I could see Tam going pod before going back to desert at this point. But I could also see desert
he's
being
certainly
the last
gonna go
check
to
before.
desert. I mean to pod before that. But he's also gonna do Ice Palace, Thieves Town, and different things before actually going to pod, I believe.
Oh. Gonna go straight to ice. Yeah, Tam knows that fire rod is pretty skippable. Neither runner skipped it for very long, but if you had started VOO portal this seed and done thieves first, you really isolate that that fire rod, because you have to make the choice to go back for Smith Chain, whereas both of our runners today routed it in on the way, with mitts that were pretty skippable. Even if you just don't turn in the mushroom and you start height, it's really easy to isolate that fire rod. So Tam is playing to the fact that they got that efficiently and earlier than a lot of runners would. So I really like this play. It's unfortunate that there are 2 free swords in Village of Outcasts where Tam just was, but with Fire Rod and Half Magic, not gonna pose too much of a problem.
Mitts make getting back into the Kakariko Dark World so much easier. So I mean, I definitely meant for this play.
Yeah, especially when you already fluted away, and you just got a fetch quest from the purple chest. Like I think the call to just bail and do a clearable crystal is a good one.
Ice Rod, go mode. Not Fire Rod. We have Fire Rod. And possibly a medallion. Ice Palace and Meyer not turning up anything exciting.
Very much holding out on us both. $100 in cutscene chest for Dazed, and I think Tam might have found an item in the first chest, but I think both Iced Tea and Cold Stare are items. Yeah, they are.
I thought
I know we've seen the map and compass.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you're right. I think. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to keep track. Count items in 2 different dungeons at the same time that we
I
haven't
have
seen
not.
before. So
Yeah.
I don't know what's in what. Oh no, Dazed. I don't think you grabbed the key off of the blobby guy. Just has to take a little detour and go a different way to Vidi. But Blue Mill, Butter Sword, this isn't going to be a problem for Dazed.
The difficulty of this fight is purely academic. Like, it'd be very hard for Dazed to mess this one up. Tam, on the other hand, there are things that could go wrong, but Tam is very good at low percent fights. And, has Fire Rod and half magic.
I don't know. Did you just commentate a curse, Tam? No. Okay. It's okay. I just wanted to make a disclaimer that I was not the one that cursed Tam. Unfortunately, Ice Palace being useless today, although that is one of our 5-6 crystals. I don't think we're going to have to see or worry about that because TR is our second, and it looks like we're going to need a medallion or ice rod for go mode. So if we can beat T-Rock, we don't need to know what's in there.
Yeah, I think the call to go up to Turtle Rock and Dark Death Mountain is hard. I could see Tam doing it now, but no. VOO first. The knowledge of what medallion is required for Turtle Rock would be good to have. But at the same time, Tam doesn't have any yet, so it kind of doesn't matter. Knows they need either way. And need Ice Rod, and you don't necessarily want to bank on them both being there. Dazed, on the other hand, does have one. The medallion might just be there, but I think Dazed is also going to just clear out everything on the mainland first before heading up to the mountain.
Nothing from Meyer, but it is a crystal. There's that Temperance Sword for Tam.
I think Death Mountain is a pretty likely play for Tam after Thieves. I think it's pretty likely they head there before Pendant Pod. A lot of checks up there. You get the knowledge, and you maybe just get the items.
I'm really surprised to see the Swamp play instead of Ice Palace for Dazed. I feel like Ice is a lot faster. And if you hit you pull Ice Rod out of there, you can pseudo go mode Swamp Palace. So this is interesting. I don't think we're going to see a left side check on Dazed, but this is interesting.
Yeah, Dazed will probably be comfortable at least gambling back first, particularly if he's willing to make this play first. But yeah, the question of whether to go back in when you know that Swamp is one of your mirror checks, that you couldn't potentially save a portal for an eventual TR play. And if Daze goes back first, there'll be 2 items left unless he turns around for big chest like Tam did. I don't know if you go back in. Maybe you go back in for big chest and just say, hey, 1 item's good enough. I'm not going over there for a map. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Daze does with the Swamp play.
Yeah, we got the mirror long before. I think I am reading the wrong chat. Am I reading the wrong chat?
I think that might be the case. I was wondering if I was missing something.
Yeah, sorry, chat. I totally had the wrong one up, which would be why I'm answering random questions that probably nobody had any idea what I was talking about. Because he said, why would you sequence break ice? I'm like, we have had the flippers. No one figured that out before then. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So yeah, if anybody has asked questions and I've ignored you, I was answering SpeedGaming 2's questions. So if you could just let them know that all their answers will be on this VOD, that would be appreciated.
I am getting their fourth sword. I think you probably got to make the call to DM at this point. I think.
I don't know. Awful close to Skull Woods. Awful close to Skull Woods.
You're just as close if you flew back, though. Going into brewery, I think this is probably powder into a save and quit to the mountain. That I'm making my call. I didn't notice that brewery wasn't done. Oh yeah, sick kid.
Yeah,
as well.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Dazed do Dark Death Mountain before Ice Palace. Just to know, especially after committing to Swamp.
I'd be a little surprised. Because like the full clear of ice with Kane doesn't take too long, but and if you get what you need up there, you're just done, right? Like it's and Dazed is leaving 2 items in Swamp. Won't be hurt by it. Missing out on 300 rupees, which I'm sure won't lose any sleep over. Oh, item on Landmo, I think is reasonable. You'd hate to last locate your Meyer medallion on Crystal Landmo and cost yourself another mountain climb. So I don't hate this.
Yeah, Dazed going to make that Ice Palace play.
Dazed has not looked at Hylia Island, so
or checked Hobo or done any of their flipper checks. So that could be this. I like the routing. It's good. Get everything cleaned up. I apologize if you can hear my chickens having a conniption fit outside my window. So yeah, just a lot of retracing steps. Tam needs to go to Pod, and Dazed has set himself up a really nice route here. Probably going to be isolating Tuesday, right? Yeah. Probably going to be... I lost my train of thought. Probably going to skip Catfish as well as Pyramid. Not going to be super hurt by that. Catfish had nothing and Pyramid had nothing. So
yeah, here is Dark Death Mountain from Tam. Gonna see
I'm
that
reading the
tight
chat
tape.
now. I was so confused, honestly. I was like, what are they watching? Like, why are they asking me these questions? Yeah, wrong chat. It's fine.
Correctly doing the checks first, and then checking the portal for TR after.
Well, we'll know if Dazed is in go mode, right? Well, soon.
Ice
No
Rod
mode.
mode.
Yeah. Hey, there's Bombos.
Probably better than 66% chance with all the checks we've seen. So it's very bad for Tam if Ice Rod is just free here or in Turtle Rock, I think. Yep, and it's Bombos. So yeah, Daze just has to go to Dark Death Mountain to be able to get into TR.
Oh, he really needs to not dip TR right here.
Unless Ice Rod is there, right? Needs
Yeah.
to dip pod anyway.
And there it is.
So yeah, this is just Dazed is on the path.
Which is why I told him to check that mountain, so he would know he was in go mode. Dang it.
Tam will
Dazed.
go mode Meyer. Dazed is probably still going to do the Zora area after this. I can't really imagine a world where that doesn't happen. Like, you're right here. You're almost on your last mountain climb. You've got the cache. Ice is your second to last crystal, and so I think the swamp before ice might have been because Dazed is going to feel obligated to do some of those flipper checks. So maybe just did ice second because of the way that would combo. But yeah, so Tam is going to full clear Turtle Rock here, and then probably do Pyramid Fairy into Pod. So this is looking like a pretty commanding lead for Dazed, unless Dazed decides to do something unthinkable, like oh my gosh, Quake in the first chest of Turtle Rock. I am not sure what Dazed is doing. Doing the flipper checks.
Yeah, not terribly out of his way, as long as he goes right up the mountain after this.
This is going to be like
okay, there it is.
2 extra climbs of the mountain for Dazed over what Tam what for Tam over what Dazed is doing. Dazed, I guess, did go back over to the other side, so it's a little less dramatic. But yeah, like Tam came back up for Hera and Ether Tablet. It's going up for this, and we'll have to come back up once more for GT. Whereas Dazed is just on the path to GT.
Dazed needs to go to Hookshot Cave, which I think he's going to do that before he goes into Turtle Rock. But I've seen runners dip Turtle Rock before checking Hookshot Cave, which I'll never understand, but it could happen.
Yeah, without that.
And that would be unfortunate.
I've seen it. I've seen the silly portal save. I definitely remember GFE doing something like that. Just going into TR and then checking Hookshot after. But yeah, this is the faster way to combo the checks.
There's our lamp.
So Dazed is not getting the lamp. With Half Magic and Fire Rod, I don't think that's going to matter. But That would be a
Okay.
real consideration if without half magic, Fire Rod, Fire Rod Silverless Ganon is definitely not a free fight.
And that's go mode for Days Cloud. We'll get to look and see what's in our Mimic Cave. Our last shield. I don't think we're well within the realm of GT routing at all, though, honestly.
It's a very slow pod dip.
It's all the way at the back of the dark base.
Since it's hard bow locked, and then he still has to do Mire.
No worries. Hey, at least I'm in the right chat, right, Beer?
Yeah, and really the story of this seed is that the late pearl from Tam, Dazed just went up the mountain and really only got the shovel from it, so it makes perfect sense to check before doing Crystal Eastern, because it's not going to change that much, even if you can combo it with like South Dark World with Mirror. That's just saving you a couple Mirror transitions, which is a big part of the difference. Must be map and compass remaining for Tam to skip that last chest.
Yeah, I believe so.
But like Dazed getting that early pearl made a pod dip with Crystal Eastern very palatable. I'd say that a high number of runners, I don't know if a majority would make the play, but a lot of runners would make that play to just combo pod and Eastern early. The Tam really didn't have that option, having just chosen Eastern after the mountain.
Yeah, our fetch quest proved to be very valuable today. We had the Moon Pearl on the shovel. We had the mitts on the mushroom, and then powder on the purple chest, which didn't lead us to anything, but I just thought that was kind of funny and ironic. Days stealing that Poke Key and heading on over. We do know that big chest did have an item, so not going to be punished at all for skipping it.
And missing the lamp, but we're going to see Spike Cave, Save and Quit, Pyramid Fairy, Pod, I think is going to be Tam's next set of checks. So
oh no, Tam still has King's Tomb and Graveyard Ledge too.
yeah, that's a likely set of checks, but also isn't a great set because you kind of did everything that you'd combo them with. You routed in such a way that you sort of orphaned them. I could see choosing Pod over them, or doing those two and then fluting to Pod. Either way, it's not seen. Terribly.
Yeah, I
unlikely.
mean, those 2 checks and pod are kind of all that Tam has left, honestly. And we have a try next fight for Dazed Cloud, and then we'll be entering GT. Pyramid Fairy with nothing, which at this point, all we can find is silver arrows in the cave. We have everything else. I think maybe one more bottle is out there.
Or no, we do know where the last shield is, actually.
Yeah, it's on Zora Ledge. There might be 2 bottles that I counted for. Yeah, there's 2. Yeah, this is what I was afraid of. That these checks were kind of derail Tam from doing pod.
No, so Tam is doing Graveyard or King's Tomb with its own mirror portal, which I think means that Tam is heading to Skullwoods. Tam is going to stay in the Dark World. Although I think it's probably fastest to just do Graveyard Ledge, hop down to King's Tomb, and then flute to Cack. So, I mean, this is already a bit of a blowout, but going from bad to worse for Tam right now.
Hey, there's
one
bottle.
Tam not interested. Tam is only interested in go mode at this point.
That was a blue bottle too. Like, that's some audacity.
I mean, Tam probably wouldn't use it even if they got it, so.
I know, I was just teasing.
Even if Tam got that bottle for free from a check, probably wouldn't use it on even if they needed it.
Okay, looks like a Dark Magician play from Dazed Cloud. Probably not a true Dark Magician. Gonna mirror and just go ahead and do left side, but
I don't think there was a
call it
key
that
in Hope, so I think this is the fastest way to get to Compass Room. This layout.
yeah, he started left and then mirrored and went right.
Yeah. I love the red mail palette on that sprite. It's a very satisfying red. Actually, like all the male palettes for the Twilight Princess Zelda. It's a really good sprite. Is our big key.
I forgot to count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's a 12 that feels pretty bad when, you know, like if you just started Hope, you'd have been forced into that being check like 8 instead of 12 much faster, but I think Dazed is still feeling pretty good. Yeah, nervous for sure because, you know, the route he took wasn't terribly difficult to hit. But definitely feeling like he has a shot here. Tam is not going to be feeling good after getting the second item in Skull. That is for sure. And that answers the question of whether there was 1 or 2 bottles remaining. As Mob
Yeah.
drops our 4th bottle.
I don't know so much about God routing. I feel like he just followed kind of what he was given. Like he got the mitts and was like, oh, I can do K45, Stumpy, dig, grab the smith. It kind of just flowed from one progressive item to another.
Yeah, it's hard to route it significantly better, but it's not. Definitely wasn't an impossible route to just hit. Getting ether early definitely helps because, as we saw from Tam, if you don't get it early, you probably just clear. Oh, and there's our other bow on the pedestal today.
I mean, technically Tam could have silver arrows if you want silver arrows. He's gonna have to, well, probably not gonna beat Helma. So, no silvers for anyone.
Oh, save a lot of time on Vidi.
I
Could
know.
be worth it.
Very low percent Vidi. It would be worth those silver arrows. That was sarcasm, because sometimes old people make jokes, guys.
This is the last check that Tam will feel okay about, and just a single rupee, not feeling okay anymore.
So yeah, the cape is the only thing we have unaccounted for in the game. I really wanted that to be the cape so bad, I can't even tell you.
Would have been
Ether is in the
good.
Dark Maze of Pod. So Tam will be in Go mode soon. Unfortunately, the way you have to route Pod sucks because the big key is in the first chest, so you do have to do Bollock side. But then is gonna make it to Dark Cross, hopefully. Not Dark Cross. Where am I? The Dark Maze. And Agate 2 is down for days. Gonna go take down the big pig.
That is going straight to the back.
That's a good choice.
Might hammering up here, but no.
He's gonna have to.
Well, I
Otherwise,
meant first because you could.
Oh. Well, no,
You
because
could
then he'd
go.
have to mirror and come back from the front again. And
No, Tam had 2 keys, so it could have just gone straight through the maze to get to these chests.
he only had one after opening the door.
Yeah, but could have used that to get out of the maze after opening.
Fair.
Not a super common route. Like that's a mirrorless pod route more than anything. But Tam is going to hammer that jump though because definitely wants Ether to be on Helma at this point. Unfortunately, we know, and Tam will probably know that it being anywhere else is pretty bad. But you got to check everything else first.
I mean, it is good Tam is going to hit Go mode before Days Not Done's. And there's go mode for Tam. Ooh, unfortunately stunning Ganon there.
Just having a little trouble with phase 4, but we know it's not going to matter. But in the moment, you are not feeling good when you in the middle of a Ganon fight, missing spins, missing fire shots. But Dazed does finish up the Ganon fight and is getting ready to cross the bridge
with a freaking 119. GG's to Dazed Cloud. Tam is just now entering Mire. Will be finishing up shortly. Just a Vidi kill and a Ganon's tower behind. Let's get Dazed Cloud up in the booth. Hey, Dazed.
Hold on, Jinxie, I got a cough. Hey there, Jinxie. How you doing?
How dare you, sir? No. GG's.
Thank you.
How'd you feel about it?
Okay, so like when I routed that, like going into pod, knowing it's a pendant, and then just getting absolute trash.
Except
until the very last check. Until the very last check. And then the moment I get that very last check, it was like everything is completely fine. And ooh. It was just like, okay, I hope that's important. So, and then when I got to Mire and I saw Ether, I was just like, I'm probably in a really good position right about now.
Yeah, that definitely had to feel good. So the big turn of this race happened very, very quickly and very, very soon into the beginning. So you checked the shovel before heading towards the eastern area, and Tam did not. So you had already had the Moon Girl over there. So your pod eastern play obviously made sense because you could enter the Dark World at that point, but Tam unfortunately couldn't. And then you guys were kind of given a lot of progression, like small little bits and pieces, but then, you know, the mushroom from Hype Cave, which you turned in to get the mitts. So then you routed from the south up to grab the Smith, and it just all flowed very beautifully.
Yeah. It got really easy there after you got the mitts, because there's just mitts into Fire Rod, into 2 bottles, into like Butter Sword, and like all of a sudden I'm going from like, well, not really looking forward to this Vidi fight to being like, yeah, I think I'm okay.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting. Well, I mean, and then you had Berna super early from the old man. They gave you like the beginning of the seed was so jet, it was disgusting, and I was like really wishing some evil on you guys, and unfortunately you just didn't get it. You just didn't get the evil.
I think Tam might disagree with you here. I kind of feel bad for him.
Yeah, just that unfortunate. I mean, your fetch quests were so important. This siege, you had your shovel that went to Moon Pearl, you had your mushroom that went to mitts, but then you had purple chest that went to powder. I just found that ironic and I loved it. I wished it would have been something, but it wasn't. But it was really good.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, just kind of a crazy little seed, you know? It's just, I was like, the moment I got the powder, I was just like, well, I gotta go check this. Just because it was like, the seed has just been rolling towards that. I kind of half expected the hook shot to just drop then. But nah, that's not where it was. So you had to work a little bit more for it. But
Tam's sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, go ahead, bud.
Yeah, Tam's Dark World routing was interesting as well. Did height to catfish and turned in the mushroom on the way, and ended up just heading to Mire area and getting that hook shot before, and so Tam did basically the same hype through Smiths, except did Swamp and Bombos with it. Had the Master Sword from Desert. So that, a lot worked out really nicely for Tam, except that Ether, and essentially last located it. Had Helma left, but
Yeah, that's the thing. When I was going up, Tam is excellent. I mean, Tam is so damn good at this game, and just so going into this, I knew I need to kind of get a little if I just go up on pure execution, I don't think I'm gonna win. So I was like, I need at least one thing to break my way, and so that's why I was kind of like, well, I'm not gonna go to Eastern because I don't really want to yet. I can beat it, but logically it's not really pressing. It's not 100% sure that my Moon Pearl's gonna be there, and it's I got the mirror and then the hammer so quickly. I'm pretty sure Pearl's up on the mountain, and kind of was.
hilariously, it was the one check on the mountain not locked by mirror or hammer.
Yeah, I know.
That was
So
in
I was
logic, but.
Oh, the moment I got that, I was just like, oh, okay, well, I guess I did this right. But, there you go. But yeah, no, it's good to finally get a win for the team here. After last week, I leaving something at left side swamp there and losing by less than a minute, and it's good to just not see that 0 by the team's name anymore. It's just so hard to get points in this league.
Definitely. Is it, I think it's Rampant Revenant versus Chimo later this week. When is that match?
I want to say it's later today, if I remember right. I want to say it's 6:10. Hold on. I am a mod in this league here. I can find out for you in 10 seconds here. Let me click a button. Chimo and Revenant go 6:10. SpeedGaming 3. So everybody make sure to watch my buddy.
And there's the big key for Tam.
All in all, this is still going to be a absolutely great time for Tam, having last located Pearl, last located Go mode, and still finishing barely over 130 on this one probably. It just goes to show how good of a runner Tam is, and the level of competition in the Invitational League, like you were saying, Days. I'm also a fresh addition, and just every matchup is just terrifying. If you're not favored to lose, it's a very close thing. So it's definitely good to get on the board there for Frozen Leftovers, I'm sure.
Yeah, we're gonna see. The first 2 weeks were pretty rough competition. So we're gonna see if we can keep it going there at some point. But yeah, other than that, I guess I'll just let you guys go ahead and finish Tam, and I'll finish up with Tam here, and I'll stick around quietly to say GG when he comes in.
Sounds good. GG's again, Days.
GG's.
Having a great GT climb. Nice quick Langma fight there.
Yeah, very smooth gauntlet for Tam. Both runners executing very beautifully throughout this entire seed. I'm not even going to bother checking chests. He does know that those silver arrows are on pedestal, which we are not going to see today, obviously. Not that they would even need anything more than a master sword. Both of these runners are very, very good at executing. But I'd still like to know where things are in the game, I guess.
Never gonna know where that cape was. I mean, I think at this point it had to be on Helma or in deeper in the basement, as we saw everything else.
Very nice line up there for Aga. Looked like a triple, might only count as a double, but it still looked really good. Very nice fight. Something tells me Tam's a little antsy, waiting for Ganon to enter the third cycle. Welcomes, SG2, rating with a party of 74. You are just coming in for the end of Tam vs. Dazed Cloud. We had a super jet seed. It was very exciting. So be sure to catch the VOD if you'd like to see the entire thing.
Yeah, the Days getting a 119.03 on this, and Tam absolutely last locating with a barely over 130 time. Is yeah, it's mirror and flute in escape. It had the works. The seed was something.
It was very generous.
Wait, yeah, Tam correctly saying it was not last location because Helma existed, but Tam finishing up with a very clean Ganon fight.
GG's to Tam. Hopefully you can join us for a chat.
With an official race time of 1:32:13.
Yes, and Tam was talking to us while playing, but they are also on a 10-minute delay, so Tam was already finished with the game before he jumped into chat. To heckle us. Hopefully, Dan will be joining us. I know Dave's wanted to wish a good GG's. Hey, Tam, GG's.
GG.
So you had a very generous seed in the beginning.
Yeah, that's definitely somewhat of a relief to have flute before Kakariko.
Yeah, it was really nice. You had your flute, you had your hammer, your glove, your flippers, like everything. It was really, really nice. And unfortunately, our fetch quest items, of course, were the value today. I mean, but how often they're not. So, I mean, definitely think you routed very, very well. Enjoyed watching you play. Your execution was on point, and it was a very nice matchup.
I was actually, sorry, I was feeling a little tilted after escape because I did not have a very good escape. But at some point, I stopped running into the enemies, so it got better. Yeah, with the pearl, I just, at some point, it slipped my mind that I got the shovel. So when I was doing like checks looking for a fire source before desert, I definitely should have done that then. That would not have stopped me being so late to ether.
Picking up shovel after you already have flute is kind of dangerous, I feel like, in a lot of senses, because you just forget its existence. Same with, mirror and powder. I mean, mirror with mushroom and powder, they kind of bury each other, so it is easy to forget about. I mean, definitely not the first person that's kind of like, oh, shovel,
Yeah, especially with being one item for Dark World access and having the mirror. Like, when I got it, I was just like, okay, I'll get Pearl and Paradox, and then I'll check it after Hype Cave. And then I didn't get the Pearl, so that made it more difficult.
Yeah, you said that it wouldn't have stopped you from being late to ether if you had gotten that pearl, say before the desert dip or whatever, or even immediately after the mountain. Would there have been any thought of comboing Eastern with pod, or were you gonna just play that aggressively either way? Because it's pretty understandable to play aggressively when it's a pendant.
Yeah, so I saw the pod was a pendant, and I didn't really want to do it. If I had got the Pearl immediately, because that is absolutely the time to do pendant pod, is when you have the mirror and you just get Dark World access and you haven't done Eastern yet. But I'm not really sure. I might have, but I'm not usually a fan of going into pendant pod, so it still might not have happened. And especially once I got the mitts, it was never happening.
Yeah, the early mitts on top of that pearl, just you had to do it before you ran out of options. And the kind of unfortunate thing was both Bombos and Ice Rod being on Dark Death Mountain, because maybe if you just get Bombos, you're like, well, I'll do Spike Cave instead of risking TR looking for both Ice Rod and Ether or something, and maybe you get there a little sooner. But yeah, it was really hard to beat Dazed's early Ether. Like the Meyer Big wasn't even good. You didn't save a lot of time there, so it's yeah, just kind of unfortunate how a lot broke this seed.
Yeah, as soon as something was in pod, I lost this race. Because after I get mitts, I cannot go to pod because I always have better options. And even if I didn't get the Ice Rod on Death Mountain, I was going into Turtle Rock, so that was kind of a good thing, actually.
Yeah, it was kind of like we were talking earlier. It's just kind of like the moment that I realized that the Ether Medallion was actually worth something was like the moment I was like, I think I might be okay here. Like I could easily see a route where you didn't go over there, and it just kind of worked out today. So
Yeah, it happens. I'm not too upset about it.
yeah, well, I mean, I was looking forward to playing you all week. So
I'm glad that I didn't lose to needing to pick up a pod on the ball and chain card.
or something like that. Yeah, something really bad. But yeah,
Yeah, it was definitely a great matchup. You both did really, really well. Execution, like I said, on point for both. And I mean, we have a ton of games today. So coming up at 12:10, we have Sabotender versus Waterloo. That's on Speed Gaming. 2:10, we have another race. 6:10, 2 races. 7:10, 2 races, and 8:10. So if you are looking to volunteer, be sure to get over there and sign up. Make it easy on our restreamers. Should you guys watch the VOD back and I'm randomly talking to things that aren't there, just know I had the wrong chat up for a good hour into the seed and was answering random questions from another race. So if you are confused there, that is what happened.
oh well, now I'm watching for sure, Jinxie.
I was like getting irritated because they were like, why would you do Ice Palace? You don't have the fire rod or the flippers. It's out of logic. I'm like, they have both. So I was like, oh no, this isn't our chat.
Yeah, I was really confused, thinking like, am I missing like some like secondary restream that like Jinxie's answering questions from? Like I was lost. Just didn't say
Well, then I
anything.
would randomly be like, "Oh, Hammer was in Blind's Hut," like just
Yeah,
out of nowhere.
just like, yep, it was.
It's like, good job. You know, I mean, it was pretty
Yeah,
awkward for
the
a second.
flippers and fire rod comment was kind of just out of nowhere. I remember just being like, yeah, so yeah, we could see an Ice Palace play soon, I guess. When both of you were like knee deep in something else that was going to take a couple minutes at least, just like but yeah, no, it was a good time, good race, fun times.
Yeah, thank you guys for jumping in, doing the commentary. Thanks to Sapphire there for jumping in, clicking the buttons and stuff. And yeah, I thank you everybody. I'm gonna step out, and GG's, Tam. We'll have to play again.
Yeah, GG. I was absolutely not expecting for a 10 post Days Cloud race to have a restream, so it was pretty cool to have this on.
Yeah, we have to talk to everybody else about it there. Later, everybody.
Yeah, so I think that about does it. Like I said, a ton of games coming up here on Speed Gaming. Be sure to jump over and volunteer. Always looking for volunteers. It's super fun, super laid back. And GG's again to Tam and Days Cloud. And I'm Jinxie Girl. I'll catch you again here soon on Speed Gaming.